attention to the managerial merry-go-round, and here we go again. David, Chelsea, obviously one of those that will be looking to bring in someone new this summer. Callum McFarlane is the interim right now. What are you hearing today that is another name perhaps to have entered the fray?
Within the last hour, I have reported that Chelsea are exploring a deal to appoint Xabi Alonso as their next head coach. It was suggested by many that he would be a strong contender and he would appear to be at the forefront. As I understand it, Xabi Alonso is open to this possibility, although nothing at this point has been decided and the process at Chelsea is ongoing. Andoni Iraola, who is going to be leaving Bournemouth at the end of the season, is also a strong contender. And let's see how these next days and weeks pan out, because this is an enormous decision for Chelsea. Talking of Xabi Alonso, he has for some time now, years, been heavily linked with the Liverpool head coach position post Jurgen Klopp, but it went to Arne Slot, and even now with many fans clamouring for him to return to Anfield where he had such a successful playing career. But my information is that Xabi Alonso is not under consideration at Liverpool at all, and that Liverpool fully intend to go into next season with Arne Slot as their head coach. Now, I know there has been a lot of acrimony among the fans and on the terraces towards Slot, and many of the fans do understand the mitigating circumstances, but I think Liverpool will want to recruit for Arne Slot this summer, in particular in the wing positions. I would expect one or two to come in, and they think that will be crucial. And once they have come in, that's when perhaps you can judge Arne Slot more fairly. Liverpool will look to do more work in the transfer market, but one of the uncertain situations involves Ibrahima Konate, who's out of contract at the end of this season. As I understand it, the situation is still at a stalemate, and it's not looking particularly positive, although until either side walks away, there is still hope, of course, that that could reach a positive conclusion for him to stay at Anfield. Richard Hughes, the sporting director, has also been subject to speculation that he might leave the club. I'm told he's 100% committed to remaining for this transfer window and leading Liverpool into next season. Beyond that, we'll wait and see, because he is out of contract in the summer of 2027, and sporting directors tend to be judged on completing transfer windows. He's been heavily linked with Al Hilal in the Saudi Pro League. They are interested, but I'm assured nothing has been agreed on that front.
Last week we were talking about the prospect of who could be manager at Chelsea next season, and you completely discounted the possibility of Xabi Alonso being that guy. It's being reported this evening that Chelsea are exploring a deal with Xabi Alonso to be their next head coach. What do you make of that?
I can understand why they would go for Xabi Alonso. It felt like less than 12 months ago, he was the new kid on the block, if you like, in terms of big manager. You're thinking, could he be the next sort of, that playing career, a little bit like Pep, great playing career, then goes into management, as a great start, doesn't quite work out at Madrid, but I think Madrid made a mistake in getting rid of him. And I think it'd be a great coup for Chelsea. I just thought, maybe me kidding myself, obviously I still got good relations with Xabi, but when players like Stevie or Xabi go into management, I almost step back a little bit. I don't want to be the type of guy who's always like asking questions or trying to find out something. But no, I think he would love to manage Liverpool one day. I'm sure he would. But Chelsea is one of the biggest clubs in European football, right?
We questioned before the game what intensity Leeds would bring, given they were already safe. Did we get our answer?
Yeah, I said it. I spoke about standards, and the manager mentioned culture at a football club. Everyone's sort of like pulling in the right direction. Second half, they're a really good football team. I don't think they get enough credit. You speak about Leeds and what they do without the ball and out of possession. But I think when they get the ball back, because at some stage you have to have a spell and show your quality, and I think they did that tonight, and I think they've done that throughout the season.
Are you quite looking forward to seeing what they do next season, Jamie?
Yeah, a lot was made of what they did in the summer. They recruited a lot of big lads, shall we say. I thought it was really clever, understandable, get themselves equipped physically for the Premier League. And maybe I had an idea about how Leeds would play. But I think Leeds were the first Monday Night Football, weren't they, against Everton? I think first show we did this season. And some of the football they play is fantastic. I love them. I love watching them play. I think they're a really good team. I've almost got to try and figure out in my mind that they're a promoted team, because you always have this sort of thing in your head that will they be able to compete in the Premier League, to step up for a lot of the players. And I know they bought some players, but I feel like I'm watching an established Premier League team.
And how smart